Welcome to the June 15th Blue Springs City Council meeting. If you will stand with me, I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can be seated. I will now call the meeting to order. Next item on the agenda is confirmation of a quorum.
Councilmember Kaler.
Present.
Tholen. Present. Rummel.
Present.
Erickson.
Present.
Markworth.
Present.
Rowan.
Present.
Mayor Levesey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Next item is the consent agenda. I request to pull item H. Otherwise, I'll accept a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Councilmember Brummel.
I just have a question on item C. If we could kind of see if I had a couple phone calls. One is about rotation on the police tow, if we've ever thought about doing that, and then the second one was how many bids did we get on that?
We received 2 bids. However, the second one was not properly filled out or completed, as you notice in your packet. We've not gone with rotation before or even moved in that direction. I know some larger cities will do that when they have multiple tow companies and multiple calls, even some counties that cover a larger jurisdiction. We've not had any problems with service from one company handling our call load or the needs, so we've never looked at rotation.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other discussion on the consent agenda? Okay, this is a roll call.
Councilmember Kaler.
Aye.
Tholen. Aye. Rummel.
Aye.
Erickson.
Aye.
Markworth.
Aye.
Rowan.
Aye.
Mayor Levesey.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item is a public hearing on the flex space conditional use permit. First, the city clerk has some items to read for the record. Oh, I'm sorry. I pulled H but didn't continue with H. Does anybody have a motion or comments on H?
Your Honor, I'd entertain postponing it or to a later date
Okay.
for more discussion.
Councilmember Kaler making a motion to continue item H. Does this need to be to a date certain, or is it fine to just continue? Okay. Councilmember Kaler, do you have a motion to a specific date or continue indefinitely?
Indefinitely until there's some discussion amongst
Okay.
us.
I have a motion from Councilmember Kaler to continue item H indefinitely. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
A second from Councilmember Erickson. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, does this also need to be a roll call? Okay, then all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Motion carries. Continue item H. Next item on the agenda now is item 4, a public hearing, and the city clerk has exhibits for the record. I will open the public hearing, and then the city clerk will read some items for the record.
Mayor, the city has one exhibit to enter into the record. City Council Information Form dated June 9th, 2026 with the following attachments. Staff report with attachments, application with attachments, affidavit of publication in the Examiner on May 23rd, 2026, 185-foot notification map, names, addresses of the property owners within 185 feet of the site, copy of letter sent to said property owners, and bill approving the conditional use permit. This is all we have to enter for the record.
Staff, before you give your presentation, you need to swear you are in. If you will raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in this case to be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you will please state your name and address for the record.
Logan Day, 903 West Main Street, Blue Springs, 64015. Good evening, Mayor and council members. Before you this evening is a request by the applicant, Capital Builders KC, requesting approval of a conditional use permit to allow land uses, vehicle repair limited and vehicle repair general, within buildings A and B of Flex Space Phase 2 development. The property is zoned LI or light industrial, and the proposed uses require a conditional use permit within the light industrial zoning district. To the north and east are light industrial properties, while commercial properties are located to the south and west. No additional construction, site modifications, or infrastructure improvements are proposed as part of this request, as parking, stormwater, utilities, and site access were previously reviewed and approved through the development process. Staff would note that all vehicle repair activities must occur within the enclosed tenant spaces and that outdoor storage of vehicles awaiting repair would be prohibited. Staff reviewed the request against the conditional use permit criteria contained within the Unified Development Ordinance. Staff has found the proposed use to be consistent with the intent of the light industrial zoning district, compatible with the surrounding uses, and not expected to create adverse impacts or on adjacent properties, public infrastructure, or long-range planning objectives. Based on this analysis, staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit subject to the conditions listed at the end of the staff report. I would be happy to answer any questions, and the applicant is present to answer any questions as well.
Any questions for staff from the council? Councilmember Erickson.
I'm sorry, I thought maybe Councilmember Kaler was going to ask this, but a few years ago, and I don't recall the exact date, Flex Space 1, for lack of a better term, and was approved, and Flex Space 2. At that time, my recollection of that time was that this type of activity was definitely not going to occur. I don't know if that's written or if we have any authority or ability to go back and check that, but I do know with assurance that had this have been requested as a use at that time, I would have not voted to approve the entire project. For lack of a better term, it seems a little bit like a bait and switch to me. And then the other thing I have is you mentioned something must not occur, or all the repairs, if it's approved, have to occur inside, and the parking outside would be prohibited. Is that more enforceable than the weeds that are growing up there at this current time that are about 6 feet tall? I guess where I'm going at is, if it does, what's going to make it so that there is no outside repair, there is no outside parking? Right now, I don't trust whoever's in charge because of what I'm seeing out there today with my own eyes. So the question to you is not, can you make it happen, but can we enforce that on a timely basis, or do we have to go through notification, adjudication, and all that kind of thing? Or can we just say, hey, you can't do this, and stop it right now?
So in regards to the previous statements, during our review, I went back and watched both the approval meetings of City Council from Phase 1 and Phase 2. So during September 6th, 2022 was Phase 1, and at that time there was no mention of restrictions on the vehicle use repair. And then when they came back for Phase 2 in September 3rd of 2024, originally it was not mentioned or anything in the staff report. It was brought up by a member of the public in concern that that would happen, and then at that time the applicant responded and essentially stated that at that time they were not pursuing that and turning people away because they understood that allowing that use within the light industrial would require additional approvals such as the conditional use permit and building codes. So that building code portion would be picked up during like a tenant finish, and we would be ensuring that all building codes were enforced and maintained through that way. And then the conditional use is to pick up that other approval. So as they stated 2 years prior, they weren't pursuing it at that time because of the additional requirements. So they've just come back to fulfill those additional requirements. And then in regards to enforcing it, it would be same as any code enforcement. So as soon as somebody would call it in because it is prohibited, they would get a letter to abate, and then if not, they would have to go before code enforcement and court.
So it sounds like perchance my memory was based upon my assumptions at the time based upon what you said. Then is the conditional use, the ancillary things that would go along with auto repair, like exhaust, waste products, this, that, and the other, is that covered in this?
So that's where the condition to enclose all of the work that's being done by these auto repair inside that interior spaces. So they couldn't even have a backload of vehicles in the parking lot waiting to be repaired. Everything would have to happen inside the enclosed. So there wouldn't be allowed to be a storage of vehicles in the parking lot waiting to be repaired. They can work on the vehicles in the parking lot, and then that would just all have to.
So I guess I didn't make that question clear. You're working and it's December and you're working on a vehicle inside and the engine needs to run. Where does the exhaust go? Is it piped outside? Is there a capture for that, for the oil change, the reservoirs? What's to keep that enclosed, or is there anything?
That would be addressed by the building code and the requirements associated with that operation. And so they would have to comply with the IBC in order to have the indoor operations.
Is there anything in the building code that would require separation of that exhaust capture from another facility next door to it?
Yes.
There
Yeah,
is?
if there is a running vehicle as part of the standard operation, then that would be something that they would have to mitigate, and the IBC would specifically address what that mitigation would be.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions for staff or Councilmember Kaler?
Okay, so, thank you, Your Honor. Just so I clear my mind here, on the phase one, I know we're not talking about that, but it would have had to have the CUP also, correct? So any flex space that would want to do that would have to come to us with a CUP.
Correct. If they were in the light industrial, I believe the only zoning district that would allow it outright would be heavy industrial.
Yes. I just want to
Yeah.
clarify
so
it myself.
Any other flex units
Thank you, Your
coming
Honor.
forward would have to go through a conditional use permit.
Other questions for staff from the council? Okay, the applicant's present, want to come give a presentation or answer questions? I have to swear you in first, if you'll raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in this case to be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
If you will state your name and address for the record.
It's Brandon Keller, address 420 Nichols Road, Kansas City, Missouri 64112.
Do you have a presentation or just available to answer questions?
Just here to answer questions and give backstory essentially of why we're requesting this use. So Brandon Keller, worked with Matt Hendrickson, who built Flex Spaces, and he wasn't able to be here tonight. But so the reason we're here is specific to only a couple of specific uses, and they're very custom uses. So we turned away pretty much every automotive mechanic that has asked to lease space from ours, and a majority is that because we don't allow them additional parking. So once we tell them that they can't store more than one vehicle outside, they typically hang up the phone for the most part. So, and then another comment on this one is we won't allow them to capture or change certain fluids, mechanical fluids either. These facilities don't have floor drains, and they're also leased spaces. And so if we don't want them staining the concrete floor either, because that would make it be expensive for us to clean up once they move out. And so these specific uses are for a couple of potential tenants that have come to us, and they're very custom, one gentleman. So in phase one, we have an auto detailer, but in Lee Summit, one of our auto detailers also can swap wheels and add spoilers and other custom body changes to the vehicles themselves. We also have had other special mechanic uses, like robotic mechanical uses for warehouses that would come in and repair robotic pieces, and technically they're not allowed. And so this is what we're essentially coming forward, because that would allow us to lease to those individuals. So it's a very specific use, and to my understanding, any automotive mechanic shop would have to submit a permit to the city anyways. And so the city would be able to essentially verify their use, and they would inspect the use as well, if that makes it feel a little bit better. But I think that answered those questions.
Other questions for the applicant from the council? Councilmember Erickson.
A comment. My father was a Chevrolet mechanic, and he would have enjoyed that space immensely. But I have to ask you, why would I trust anything that you guys say you will do, rule following, cleanliness, et cetera, when I drive by that place and it really looks bad. The weeds seriously are at least 6 feet tall.
Yeah. I can't, from what I know on the maintenance side, I would just say what you see in phase 1 is what you'll see in phase 2. Technically, we're still finishing some construction of that site. As far as the buildings go, and we still have awnings to put on, and to beautify the building as well, there's some modifications we still need to do. As far as the grass grows, to my knowledge, we hydro-seeded and it all died. And so we're in a bit of a warranty phase with the landscape company to come back out and redo the landscaping for us. And I think that's why it hasn't been mowed. But it did get brought up that we'll have someone mow it this week so that the landscape company can come back out now that we have that settled. That's what I was told. But I would say, I mean, what the landscape company that will do the maintenance is the same one that is currently on phase 1. So what you see on phase 1, which I think looks pretty good, the sod is all very green and mowed weekly, is what you'll see on phase 2. I think we're still technically not done with construction. So we still have some material out in the out there as well, which should be removed within the next 30 days. That's the goal of the buildings being done. But yeah, and I will say our management company actually lives in Blue Springs. Our management staff, who does the leasing and the overseeing. So she is local. But yeah, as far as the weeds go, that was an anomaly, I would say.
Well, I have to say it again. If this goes 30 days,
Yeah.
right now you're gonna have to use a brush hog. You're not gonna be able to mow it.
Yeah, we're
And
paying a
it's gonna look
specific.
really bad when you do it, and it just lends to distrust on my part.
Yeah,
I can't change that.
yeah.
Other questions for the applicant from the council? All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, any comments from the council before I go to the audience? Anyone in the audience like to speak in support of, Anyone speak in opposition to, Any comments from the council before I close the public hearing? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Next item is item 5, introduction and reading of bill 5405, approving a flex space conditional use permit.
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
First reading of Bill 5405, an ordinance approving a conditional use permit to allow Vehicle Repair Limited and Vehicle Repair General in Light Industrial Zoning District for Buildings A and B of Flex Space Phase 2 development located at 3401 and 3409 Northwest Jefferson Street, Northwest 7 Highway, Blue Springs, Jackson County, Missouri.
Your Honor, I move we approve on the first reading and move to the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Is that discussion? No?
No,
Okay.
I just reversed the order of introductions.
That's okay. I have a motion and a second, see no discussion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, no?
No.
No.
Motion carries. We'll go to second reading.
Second reading Bill 5405, an ordinance approving a conditional use permit to allow Vehicle Repair Limited and Vehicle Repair General in Light Industrial Zoning District for Buildings A and B of Flex Space Phase 2 development located at 3401 and 3409 Northwest Jefferson Street, Northwest 7 Highway, Blue Springs, Jackson County, Missouri.
Your Honor, I move we approve on the second reading and assign the appropriate ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Tholen.
Aye.
Brummel.
Aye.
Erickson.
No.
Markworth.
Aye.
Rowan.
Aye.
Kaler.
No.
Mayor Levesey.
Aye.
Motion carries and given ordinance number 5501.
All right, don't have any public comment for the ordinances on the agenda, so we'll go to item 7. That's introduction and reading of bill 5406, accepting a general warranty deed and right-of-way easement. Do I have an introduction?
Yes, sir. I'll introduce it.
First reading of Bill 5406, an ordinance accepting general warranty deed and right-of-way easement from 2222 LLC for use of a downtown public monument sign at Mo 7 Highway and Main Street.
Your Honor, I move to approve the first reading and proceed to the second reading.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no? Motion carries. Second reading.
Second reading Bill 5406, an ordinance accepting general warranty deed and right-of-way easement from 222 LLC for use of a downtown public monument sign at Mo 7 Highway and Main Street.
Your Honor, I move we approve on the second reading and assign the appropriate ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Councilmember Erickson.
This is been a long time coming, and it's thrilling to see this happen. For those that don't know the history, find out the history because it's exciting.
This is a step in the completion of an exciting process, so I don't want to guarantee anything yet, but this is an important step. I think we're making a lot of progress, and there'll be more information to come if this is so approved. So excited to see the progress. Okay, seeing no further discussion, roll call.
Councilmember Brummel,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Markworth,
Aye.
Rowan,
Aye.
Kaler,
Aye.
Tholen,
Aye.
Mayor Levesey.
Aye.
Motion carries and given ordinance number 5502.
Next is item 8, introduction and reading of Bill 5407, approving a contract with Blue Springs School District. Do I have
I'll
an
introduce
introduction?
it.
First reading Bill 5407, an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Blue Springs and Blue Springs R4 School District for police officers at the schools and dispatching services for the 2026-2027 school year.
Your Honor, I move to approve the first reading and proceed with the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, no? Motion carries. Second reading.
Second reading Bill 5407, an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Blue Springs and the Blue Springs R4 School District for police officers at the schools and dispatching services for the 2026-2027 school year.
Your Honor, I move we approve on the second reading and and assign the appropriate ordinance number.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Erickson,
Aye.
Markworth,
Aye.
Rowan,
Aye.
Kaler,
Aye.
Tholen,
Aye.
Brummel,
Aye.
Mayor Levesey.
Aye.
Motion carries and given ordinance number 5503.
Does look like this evening we have a speaker appearance form. I have one from Bob Cheney in support of the Fall Fun Fest. Bob, are you here tonight? Come on up to the microphone there. You got 3 minutes to tell us what you're thinking.
Thank you, Mayor. Council members, I'll try to be brief. I think I can do it in less than 3 minutes. You know, as a longtime resident of Blue Springs, I've had the privilege of seeing my children and now my grandchildren be part of the Fall Fun Fest, the parade. In addition, I have volunteered to pick up trash through our church for many years, both here and most recently at Lee's Summit Downtown Days, a little bit over a week ago. And so my question for the council is, and I understand that the Fall Fun Fest is hosted by the Chamber of Commerce, but nevertheless, it does involve the city, and it also involves resources from Blue Springs, most likely the police department, and I would like to commend the Lee's Summit Police Department on their response. So my question to the council is, and you know, what is the thought process? I've seen the chamber say they intend to continue it, and I think that's a great idea. But I think we have to reflect and say what's happened in a partner city not very far away, less than 10 miles away, over the last few years, and why should we be confident that we won't see an incident like that here in Blue Springs? Not that I want to see that, but I think we have to ask ourselves, why should we be confident that that won't happen here? And so that's really my only comment. You don't have to reply to me. It's really a question for the council to consider, because that event does have the Blue Springs name on it. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cheney. It sounds like you did hear the chamber's comments that they made as well, and so PD continues to work with them. So if there's any changes to what's regular, we'll share that information as it comes up.
Okay, great.
Appreciate your comments tonight.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure we understand who's taking on the risk here. Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, that's the only speaker appearance form I have, so then we'll go to council member comments. Does any council members have anything they want to share? Councilmember Kaler.
Yes, Your Honor. Galen and I have both, we got special visitors here tonight from Parkway Senior Living, and they come to join us today in the chamber. And Galen and I was out there at the home out there in their establishment there and had a great time. Galen gave away a bunch of trinkets and stuff, and they thought he was a hero, but I didn't have any trinkets, but he did. And anyway, what I'm trying to say is that it's a pleasure to have them here with us, and we enjoyed our time at the senior living there at Parkway. and had a great time, and a bunch of nice people there that we just had a good time.
Well, yes, thank you for joining us, and yeah, you're always the favorite when you bring swag, aren't you, Councilmember Erickson?
That's correct.
That's an easy way to make friends.
I do have a quick comment. One of the young ladies back there on the back row on the left, if you will, is my sister Carla, who has been at the Parkway for a bit. That's her, and I mentioned my father was a mechanic, and it was her father as well. Duh. But anyway, hey, welcome everybody, Autumn and Carla, and I don't know the other folks. But
She may have not wanted you to out her
that's
like
too bad
that.
for her.
Yeah. Well, we're welcome to have your sister as well, so that's exciting.
One of them has a Eagle shirt on that he
saw
gave
that.
away.
Yeah, she's representing.
Is that the swag you passed out?
There
it is.
Any other council members have something to add? Brought some friends tonight, Councilmember Erickson?
I have to say this, Friday night,
Oh,
thanks for the Chamber of Commerce, downtown, City of Blue Springs, everybody else, the watch party was amazing, as was, I guess is the right way to say it, as was the outcome of the game 4-1, the USA versus Paraguay. My good friend Loida Serber, who's from Paraguay, wasn't very happy, but she's accepted the results. So anyway, thanks Nick and your group, that was wonderful.
yes, Councilmember Rebel was the World Cup Task Force Chair, and so I guess you get some kudos for that.
Yeah, I also want to thank the Parks and Rec Department. They
I
helped us
forgot.
out with that. And then Downtown Blue Springs, Teresa and her organization did a bunch, and they really knocked it out of the park for us. So
Sounds like well attended, lots of kids having fun, a good community event. That was everything we wanted it to be. So
it was perfect. Weather was good too.
yeah, we'll give you credit for that. How about that? Brought the good weather.
Take it.
Any other council member comments for this evening? Okay, the only thing I will add, we have a few things coming up. This Friday, June 15th, is Juneteenth. City offices will be closed in recognition of that. And then is that right? Did I miss something?
This is 19.
Okay,
You're
June
good.
19th. What'd I say? That's today. We're not closed today. June 15th.
Yeah, we are.
The offices are currently closed today. That's true. June 5th, 19th, Friday, June 19th, which is also Juneteenth. It's in the name. City offices will be closed. And before our next city council meeting, which is July 6th, we will have not only our Red, White, and Blue Springs event, but lots of events leading up to what is the semi-quincentennial, is your vocabulary word for today, semi-quincentennial celebrating America 250. So that will kick off on Sunday night, June 28th, with the Heritage Philharmonic at Rotary Park. And so that will be exciting. Then we'll be planting a Liberty tree the next day at City Hall at 4:30. We have lots of events for the kids. We have a Hero Academy on Tuesday. We have story time in the park, popsicles at the pool, a lot of exciting things happening. Then culminating with Friday, July 3rd, will be Red, White, and Blue Springs. It'll be a bigger event this year than any years in the past. And not only do we have fireworks, but we'll have a drone show this year. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Lots of ways for the whole family to get involved to celebrate our semi-quincentennial. And then, what am I missing? Our next meeting will be July 6th. That's all I got. So those are all my comments for the night. Am I missing anything? As I often do, Councilmember Brummel, always feel like I missed something.
Yeah, did you mention popsicles?
Popsicles are on
That is-
Wednesday, but we're also doing, are we doing 2 popsicle
I
events?
thought there was 2.
Okay, I'm gonna verify 3 popsicle events. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. It's summertime. There's something going on in our parks pretty much every day. So check out the website. Keep an eye on the Facebook page because Brian and his team do a great job. Lots of exciting things going on in parks. Specifically, the week of June 28th to July 3rd, there'll be some specific things celebrating the semi-quincentennial. So otherwise, check out our parks website for lots of events. With that, the city clerk will read items to move for closed session.
Mayor, a motion is in order for council to go into closed session pursuant to section 610.021 subparagraph 1 revised statutes of Missouri for the purpose of privileged communications between a governmental body or its representative and legal counsel including litigation, and that any minutes, documents, and other records discussed or taken during the closed session remain closed, and that this body stand adjourned at the completion of such session.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Markworth,
Aye.
Rowan,
Aye.
Kaler,
Aye.
Tholen,
Aye.
Rummel,
Aye.
Erickson,
Aye.
Mayor Livesey.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We will head to closed session.